Social media. For me, it's a common target of criticism about its influence, or really its infecting of our political system. But that's a very limited view of social media. There are so many kind of concentric circles and some universes that have nothing to do with each other within social media. It is its own universe of reality. And I found somebody who really represents all of the opportunity, all of the new situations of existence that are presented to this generation that's coming into its own right now. Rachel Pizzolato. Sounds like someone who would be my cousin, right? Such a profoundly Italian name. But this young woman, 20 years old, is so successful in so many ways that I was thinking of referring to her as the hottest property that you've never heard of, maybe. She's got millions of followers, but you've never seen her anywhere mainstream. And I never really considered, well, what does that mean, mainstream? I always saw it as like a knock from people of fringe and cottage outlets and industries who are just trying to make the big boys look bad. But there's a different context as well. She's in movies. She's a big-time model in runways. She is gorgeous. She is incredibly articulate. She's a STEM kid. She's in college. She has all kinds of businesses, bricks and mortar as well as digital ones, and she's just getting started. And she does most of it with her parents, often living in their car. You talk about a brave new world. Rachel Pizzolato is a look at someone who is the quintessence, the personification of how social media is taking over our lives. I don't even know where to start. So here's why I've wanted you to do my podcast. Okay. I believe that you are an example of the new generation of media. You are like 10 different things at once. How would you describe what your identity is in terms of your personal brand?
I have a lot of different things to me, as you can tell. It's not just like a social media influencer. I actually didn't start as a social media influencer. I started as a scientist and a nerd, big fat nerd. And I did all the science fairs and I was geeking out. And then Mythbusters, they came to me and then I was like, ooh, there's acting involved. I always knew that I wanted to do acting and modeling just because height and appearance. I was like, okay, this is something I want to do, but I didn't know how to dive into it. And so as soon as Mythbusters picked me up, I was like, okay, we're going to put acting full force, modeling full force. And then I just loved the spotlight. So I did it. And then the social media came about like probably about a year after quarantine. And I was actually late to the game. So I had to play catch up, like I was doing TikToks. Yeah, I had like 100K or whatever on like my first month or so. I gained like 1 million followers in my first year on TikTok. And then it kind of stopped. And then it kind of, I just didn't know where to go from it. I didn't really have a brand. I was just doing it for fun. And that's also another thing. I never really did it for like money or whatever. I love doing social media. And so it's just a big part of my life. And my brand is what you'd say beauty and brains with a twist. It's like exactly my Instagram. I have the modeling, I have the brains, I have the twist, which is the athletics with trampoline. And then I'm also like a ton of different things in between there. So I don't really have a brand, like I am Rachel. And I think my followers watch me and follow me because I do so many different things. I'm not niched and I just have a wide variety of people who like to watch me fall off a building or do whatever I do or study or, do fun things.
But I think that it's kind of representative of your generation's ambitions. It's that like, that's what social media is you guys kind of live your life on there. I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean, you know, you're very athletic and you're doing lots of things that are offline, but it's like, I want to be in as many of the kinds of videos as I would watch as I can. So you're into food now because there's all these food videos, and the trampoline thing because there's all these trick videos, but then you still got the big box. Oh, might as well be in movies. So now you're booking movies, and you seem like you're some kind of doing some kind of superhero fighter thing in them from the videos I'm seeing.
Yeah, things just are thrown at me, and I take it. You know, like, if I get the chance to jump out of an airplane, I'm going to go jump out of an airplane and I'm going to videotape it and I'm going to show people and it's going to be fun. You know, like, I am very much living on the wild side and I do what I love to do. And so if you see me doing something on social media, it's because I chose to do it. It's because I want to do it. It's not because like, I'm going to make money off of this. No, I want to do it. I'm doing this and then I'm going to videotape it for you and show you guys. And I'm having a good time in my life. And I feel like some social media people, they get lost in the sauce, you know, like they start doing it for the wrong reason, just because they fall out of love with what they're doing. And I don't really think I'm ever going to fall out of love with it. You know, working on cars and doing the trampoline and, you know, smarts never go away. You just keep up with that. So I feel like everything that I do is a part of me. And, you know, if my followers ever die, I'm still going to have me, you know, like some people, they live for social media and I do. But that's their whole life. If it goes away, they have nothing. And so I feel like that's the wrong reason to do social media. I feel like it should be because you want to share positivity or you want to share your life and you want to share just things about you or something that's super fun and something you love to do. I don't know. Some people get stuck in it. And I feel like that's the wrong reason for social media. You should do it because you love it.
So you're just getting going. How old are you now? What are you, 23, 22, 23?
No, just 20.
20. 19, so you're 20 years old. And you are still studying. Yeah.
So I just finished finals. I'm a engineering and business degree at LSUS. So,
and are you doing it remote or do you go to the school?
I have to do it remotely. And that's the easiest way. I did homeschooling my last year of high school. And then I just got used to it, you know, like quarantine, I got used to it. And so I just couldn't imagine going back to school in person because I do so much traveling. I literally just came back from a month in New Hampshire and I had to do finals there. And it's just,
you don't miss the college thing, joining a sorority, going to football games, having that experience?
See, okay, that's another thing. I'm very active. Like I keep up with my friends in college. I go to their tailgates. I'm still technically a college student, especially when I'm back home. I love keeping up with my friends and going where they go. But I don't know. I just feel like my life is here and now, and I need to take every opportunity outside of school because you can always go back to school. And I'm still getting the same like college experience, just a little bit different in a little bit different area, you know?
So we have a kid who's a year older than you, who's a third year in college. And you helped me understand her a little bit better because my daughter is a singer-songwriter, but she's in school. And I had a hard time understanding those two things. I was like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're in college, you have a major, that's what you're supposed to be doing. I get that you're a singer-songwriter, I get it, but you got to be one thing. And now I realize and kind of, you know, getting to know what you're doing and watching you and talking to your dad and, you know, getting the enthusiasm that, no, it's not how your generation is, that it's different now, that you guys do a ton of things. So, and it's important for people to know that too, that it's not like, you know, that Rachel's like made by Hollywood stars, you know, to be the, you know, it wasn't like, you know, two superstars came together and made this kid who has to do everything. You're from Louisiana.
Yeah, they think that all the time. They think I'm in LA, I'm not going to school, I dropped out, I'm this. I'm like, no, honey, I have full-time engineering. We're doing this, everything at once because everything's remote. It's so easy nowadays to just do what you want to do and then not have to give up time, money, whatever. You know, it's just easier, you know.
Did you play ball in high school? Because you're big.
Yeah, I played like every sport, everything. Cheerleading, track, high jump, long jump, triple jump, volleyball. I loved volleyball. I was really good at volleyball. And I did something to my ankle, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work. And then I went homeschool and I just did the modeling and acting thing. And then trampoline as well. And I did a little bit of basketball, but I don't have that hand-eye coordination, sadly, since I'm so tall, wasted genetics, but it's okay.
How tall are you?
6 feet.
Yeah, it's, look, everything's changing so fast. 6 foot used to be like, oh my God, 6 foot. Now, every team has got like 3 or 4 of them in college, but you definitely got good size. And your family is behind you doing all these things, right?
100%. So fun fact, my mom actually just got diagnosed with dementia. And that actually brought me so much closer to her because she didn't travel. She's very much a homebody. She likes her TV. We have 7 dogs. She loves her dogs. She loves doing the thing that she loves to do. And so she was never a traveler. And I loved my mom and loved what she did. And then she got dementia. And now I love her even more because she's with me. She's constantly with me. She relies on me. I just feel that connection that was lost.
But your mom's young.
Yeah, my mom's 53. So it's very early onset.
Yeah,
and I feel like that brought back like a best friend moment. Like Gilmore Girls, how like mom and daughter, we're definitely best friends. We rely on each other 100%. Girl drama, complaining, love it. It's a slay. That's another new generation where it's a slay. But yeah, my parents are 100% behind me. My dad, oh my God, that man is so proud. So proud. Like, I know you've met him. He's wow. And he has been driving me across the country since I can remember, bringing me to every opportunity, pulling up to the doorstep, sleeping in the car for 5 years. Like, we have the ultimate story, like it's the ultimate father-daughter relationship where he believes in me 100% and he's going to do what he needs to do to allow me to make it and be in that position to meet that person, to get that opportunity, and I feel like that is why I'm here. The acting and modeling, he brought me there to meet that person. And so I wouldn't have had the opportunity.
What is the dream? What do you want to be 5 years from now?
There's a lot of dreams. So I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, you need to stick to one thing and one thing only. I'm like, no, you're a liar. And so I'm going to finish my degree. I'm going to get a business degree and hopefully engineering takes a little bit longer. So I'm going to do a little bit of engineering here and there, but I have to go back in person for labs. So I'm going to wiggle my way through engineering and hopefully get that degree as well, because that's the ultimate goal is engineering degree, just in case I want to use it ever, because I love it. And it's the ultimate passion. I'm still a nerd inside of this body. But acting, modeling, huge, huge. I've gotten more into the acting, what you've seen with Mike O'Hearn. And I just filmed a big movie in New Hampshire. It's called Round the Decay. I was the monster. It is so big, so huge. Like, it is my first lead role. And I'm so proud of it. And there are things in the pot that no one even knows about. And I just cannot wait to share with people the things that's coming up, because it's big, it's huge, and so the goal is definitely acting and modeling and staying up with the studies and being who I want to be. I feel like that's the ultimate thing.
Well, first of all, don't forget who was there at the beginning. Okay. Don't forget who was there at the beginning. This guy was here at the beginning. Don't forget that. So a lead movie, let's not bury the lead. Getting a lead in a movie at 20 is a real deal. Now, Mike O'Hearn, for some of you, that name may not mean anything as an actor. In the fitness world, Mike O'Hearn is a legend. Okay. You look him up. He's like an ageless man. And
gosh, he told me his age. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Lies.
And he is, you'll see he's in all the documentaries about power, weightlifting and bodybuilding. He was never a big competitor. He's always been he was like the first fitness model, but now he does some movie stuff every now and then, but this is cool. So tell us what the movie is again. Tell us where we can see it and when we can see it.
Cool. So that movie with Mike O'Hearn is called Censored Addiction. We did an awesome fight scene. I'm basically like a ninja warrior character who's badass and comes in and kills Mike and does the thing. Like I did the choreography for the stunt. Oh my God, it was so cool. It was so cool. I just brought out all my cool moves, the kip up, the this, and the I brought it, because that was my moment to shine, I had 2 days in LA to film this and I'm like, okay, we got to get the shot. I'm going to choreograph it. Let's do it. I know my capabilities. Sorry, Mike, if I kill you. My bad. I might hit you with my shoe. It's okay. Take it. It's going to be cool. So we did the shot. It really wasn't that bad because we were so into it, you know? Like some stunt doubles, they don't want to touch each other. I'm like, okay, I'm going to touch you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fight you and you're going to fight me back and we're going to do it. It was cool. It was cool. You know, like it was a real macho moment right there. And we got it. Good takes. And then I came back in and I slashed him, brought him to the ground, bam. And then I hit myself on a table and I got a gash because that was a stupid move from Rachel, but that's okay. Memories. So yeah, censored addiction. I really don't know where it's going to be. I have to figure that out. But yeah, I just know I'm in the movie.
Well, the team has got to know. They got to be trying to get it a distribution deal. The question is where they get it.
Yeah. So I don't know where they're going to get it. But then the other movie that I just filmed, Round the Decay, that's going to be everywhere.
What is it called? Rounded what?
Round the Decay.
Round the Decay. What does that mean?
Basically, it's this monster who's decaying in a cave and then forms and comes alive. That's me. And then there's a whole backstory and I kill a bunch of people. Yeah.
Are they going to be theater releases or are they going to be streaming?
It's going to be streaming, I think.
Good. That's sure. How everybody's doing it now. And do you have agents and stuff like that or are you figuring it all out yourself?
So I've had a lot of social media opportunities for sure. As far as modeling agencies, no. Acting, no. Agencies just in life, no. So a lot of these opportunities come from people believing in me based on what they see from social media and like the reality of my YouTube channel and Instagram and TikTok or whatever. That's what they see. You know, that is basically the ultimate sizzle reel. And that is what I tell a lot of people. I'm like, how are you going to be an actor, an actress when you don't have things to show people? You know, I can pull up my phone and be like, ta-da, you know, guess I got found from, Brian Adams found me on Instagram and he says, hey, Paul Marciano, this girl sent a picture. I'm in LA doing a test shoot. Then I go to Lugano, Switzerland and walk the guest line opening show. You know, so it's that type of opportunity that I get a lot. And I actually just auditioned for a part for Anna in another TV show. No, I think it's a movie. It's in another movie. And I just got a call back and they found me on social media. You know, like I definitely think social media has brought a lot, almost all of my opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's just changing the game. I mean, I guess that's the point of why I want to introduce you to people is because it's a new world and social media is eclipsing a lot of the accepted ways that you don't need somebody to cull talent for you. It's all out there. How broad do you think your following is? If you had to aggregate it, and forget about copies, meaning like I follow you on this and this, just raw numbers. How big is your footprint?
Pretty big. So I have, 1.2 on Insta. My second Instagram has 500K. My YouTube, 700K. TikTok, 2.3 mil. And that's the one thing about me. I'm pretty much broad across all the platforms. Some people are TikTokers. Some people are Instagram models. I have a very wide following against all the platforms. And so that's very rare to see. And every platform has a different thing. I have the beauty on Instagram, the brains on YouTube, fixing cars and doing science stuff, and the twist on TikTok. And so that's where that kind of, people don't connect that. But I have a lot of different genders and people from different countries from every platform. So they all come together and they usually go to my Instagram or my YouTube. But I'd say about 5 or 6 million people or so, like in the whole clique of things. And they're all different. Like if you ask a person from my Instagram if they follow my TikTok, probably not. And it's from, the broad reach that every single one of my videos across every platform has. So, influencers, they'll post the same video from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube Shorts to this. And so my followers don't even know that I have a TikTok or don't even know I have a YouTube. And so they'll find me just from scrolling. And I feel like a lot of social media people have that problem where they're not fully connected on every platform, but then that gives a wider range of audience. So it's good and bad, and you just got to figure out a way to perceive it.
Where did the cars stuff come from?
I've always been a car person. I don't know anything about cars, but I love fixing cars. That's weird. I know. But I do a lot of repair and maintenance. I have 7 rental houses. So I basically build houses from the ground up. And I'm actually turning one of my rental houses into a studio where I can fix it while living in the studio. So I never have to leave. But from the cars, my dad has always had cars, just junk cars, GMCs, Yukons, just Blazers, junk cars. And we've always had to fix it. You know that wrench thing where you hit the motor and it comes on? That is the type of people we are. We are the type that just duct tape and fix it and make it run and make it happen. And I've just learned from my dad that every tool matters, like every tool in your toolbox matters, duct tape, wrenches, soldering irons, whatever it may be. And I don't know, he's taught me a lot.
Do you own the houses with your dad?
Yeah.
Was he in that business before, or is this something he built with you?
Yeah, so my dad's always been a fixer and just a tinkerer. I've always been a tinkerer as well. I used to take apart watches and clocks and put them back together and figure out how they work. So I've always been that same brain as him. But yes, he's been a landlord most of his life. He's not really a good landlord, but he knows how to fix things. So that's where I help with the landlord part. I go up to the person and I'm like, give me your money.
Pizzolato is a very Italian name. But you guys are down in Cajun country. What is the roots of the family?
Yeah, so my mom's Italian, dad's Italian, and I'm Italian. My brother's Italian. We're all Italian. But yeah, we're in Louisiana right now, and I don't really know. My family is all from Sicily, so that's where the Italian comes from. But I don't really know the history of my family or like what's going on there because most of them. My dad was a very young child, old parents. So like things kind of fell off there. And then my mom only has her mom. So I don't really know the history, kind of just happened. And yeah, I would definitely say I'm a Southern girl compared to like LA girls. When I go to LA, I'm like, ooh, you like shoes and bags and like different things that I don't even care about. Like they go to Irwan. I'm like, what's Irwan? I want some seafood and crawfish and I don't know, stuff. Beignets and coffee.
Summertime. Where do we go? What do we eat? Oh, what about this? 2 different ideas. 1, if you're going to travel, you really want to sleep on those nasty sheets that they have? 2, you're going to stay home. Don't you want the most comfortable experience? Guess what the answer is to both? Cozy Earth. You got great sheets, help you temperature regulate. They use bamboo in some of their products, which is so sustainable. Don't have to feel guilty about how they make it. Cozy Earth. Right now, 35% off with the code Chris at checkout. Very luxurious Cozy Earth stuff. You got the loungewear, fashionable, but also functional, elevates, transforms your entire travel experience. Their bedding, soft, buttery smooth. But who wants to sleep on hotel sheets? You gotta bring your own sheets. If you're not bringing your own sheets, you're asking to bring something home from vacation that you didn't want, all right? You wanna rest easy on vacay? You better bring your own sheets, okay? And take a trip to cozyearth.com/Chris, type in my personal code Chris at checkout, and you'll get an exclusive 35% off. Promo code Chris, 35% off. My way of saying thank you for being a part of the project. Oh, please choose podcast in the survey after ordering, and then my show is going to be in the drop-down menu. Thank you, and happy sleeping. Support for the Chris Cuomo Project comes from AG1. Look, if you've been listening to me, you've been hearing me talk about AG1. I've been taking it for years because I'm one and done. It's a scoop in the morning, warm water, and that's it. No more pills, with what pills, at what time, and what amounts. No more of that. AG1 does the thinking for you, okay? And it has made a difference for me. It's helped me get my health and my baseline as seen in my blood tests where I need it to be. That's because AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports universal body needs. That's gut optimization, stress management, and of course, immune support. Now, this has been going on since 2010. AG1 has been a leader when it comes to foundational nutrition. They've been refining their formula. Science! They do the science so that you don't have to try to make it up on your own. And that has produced a smarter, better product that helps elevate baseline health. I recommend AG1 to family and friends and strangers all the time. Go to drinkag1.com/CCP for Chris Cuomo Project. drinkag1.com/CCP. Check it out. So I'm looking at your link tree, okay?
Yeah.
And it is like, there's so much stuff on here. You have all the socials. So it's, everybody knows the socials. That's fine.
Yeah.
And as you already explained, you're the same person, but there's a different persona presented in them. Exclusive content is what was that for subscribers?
Yeah, that's just subscribers only.
Visit my fan base profile. What is that?
So fan basis is where I just do it's like Cameo, where you do custom things.
I got you. Amazon wish list. What's that?
Oh, my Amazon wish list. So I just put things that I want or things that I want to make a video onto my Amazon wish list. And then I have a PO box. And if a person wants to send me that or a handwritten letter or whatever they want to send me, they send it to my PO box.
And how many partnerships do you have?
Quite a few. So I have a social media manager and she brings in brand deals and whatever. We have song promos. But I have Skinny Pasta. That's 9-calorie pasta. And my dad is currently on a weight loss journey. So they've needed to supply an incredible amount of Skinny Pasta. But that's been a partnership of mine for quite a while. And my dad loves it. So we're going to keep it for as long as possible. And then we have Prozis, which is supplements and activewear. It's like any other activewear company that you can find out there. But it's just like that. They send us bags and merch and this and that. Fanfics, they send me merch as well. But a few of my other companies, let's see. Well, I guess they'll promote their stuff on my social media. But I had to come back to you on that because my brain is farting at the moment.
That's okay. Do you see yourself as a brand, as a business?
I do. So I feel like, Pamela Anderson, where she does her Tool Time, and she's beautiful, and she also has this beautiful mind and the beautiful body, and she could talk. If you could describe me in one person, it would probably be her. And she just has a range of things that she could do. And so I feel like if you wanted to put me in a horror movie, I'd kill it. And if you wanted to put me in a drama movie, I'd kill it. You know what I mean? I have a range of different things, and I'm not just, the short girl, the tall girl, the pretty girl, the this girl, the this girl. I have many girls within me. So I do think I have a brand where it can just, I don't know, appeal to many people. And if Toyota or whoever wanted me to do their sponsorships or whatever, that would appeal because I do car maintenance on my YouTube. And if guests wanted me to do another ad, that would appeal too. Or if I had Sky Zone, which that's another one, Sky Zone, K1 Speed, like all the really cool, badass things, trampoline, go-karts, I appeal to that too. So it really just depends. But I do think I have a very broad appeal to many people. And so most of my partnerships and brand deals, they go with me, the makeup, the cars, the this, whereas some influencers are just beauty influencers or just this influencer. So I feel like I can do a lot of things with my brand.
You don't really have to be in movies. You could just have your own content that you just keep producing around your own life activities.
That would be cool because I do so much, like traveling with Rachel. I've lived in my car for 5 years and I've lived out of a Hyundai Elantra and at Planet Fitness. And me and my dad, we've done this for a long time. And so I've talked on my YouTube channel and people want to hear more about it. And I just haven't done it because I'm like, is that actually interesting? But no, living out of your car, cool. And going to these red carpets and going to this and living in my car while visiting guests and becoming a guest model. No one does that. That people think I'm crazy, but I'm like, no, I'm crazy with passion and I'm going to go where I need to go early in the morning. I'm going to be there in the parking lot and I'm going to show up.
But you're getting paid to do this stuff and the partnerships. Why'd you have to live out of the car? Was that just then or was that just a thing?
It's a choice. It is. I feel like it humbles me, to really understand what these opportunities are bringing, no matter how much money I'm going to have. Yeah, a nice house would be great and a new car would be great. But I feel like I'm a very low maintenance person and I only need a few things. And so living out of my car is really not bad. Like it's pretty great, to be honest. And I just have this story and I like telling the story. And people think that I came from money or I came from this and like, oh, you buy hotels. I haven't bought a hotel in 5 years. I've lived rent free in LA for 5 years. And it's just, I feel like if I make it, I'm going to have something to look back on and be like, you did it. That was great. You did it. And you were financially stable.
So let me get this straight. You go to Los Angeles for a gig.
Yep.
You drive from Louisiana to Los Angeles?
Yes.
And not like in a camper.
No. Hyundai Elantra.
And it's you and your dad.
Yep. Now it's my mom too.
All three of you
Yes.
stay in the car.
Yes.
So you go out to eat, you come back to the car, and you guys go to sleep in the car.
So yes, we can either sleep in the car or we can go to Planet Fitness. They have hydro beds and you can sleep in the hydro bed or wherever you want to crash if you have a friend out there or whatever. But usually it's the car.
That is very unusual.
I know.
And they haven't felt like it's time to graduate to staying at a place?
No, we adventure, man. Like, it's not like we're staying in a car and doing nothing. No, like we go on road trips. We are having the time of our lives. We're going to every national park out there. We stay on the side of the Grand Canyon for 2 weeks. Like, we're adventuring. We're having a great time. And my dad has wanted to do this and travel since he can remember. And he finally has the opportunity to do it. And so we're doing it. You know, I only have a certain amount of time with my parents is what I'm like, my brain is telling me. And so I'm going to do what I can and show them the world. And if that requires staying in the car, we're going to do it.
What does your brother do?
My brother's a football player. Yeah. So he's at Nicholls State right now. He's really good. He was All-American freshman. Like that man can play some football.
How big is he?
He's 6'5", 320 pounds.
Wow. How big's your dad?
He's pretty big. He's wide. He's a big man, but he was a bodybuilder, Mr. New Orleans, Mr. Louisiana, big bodybuilder. And then it kind of just slowly went into big. But he's probably like 5'9", 270 right now, going on his weight loss journey. So
how tall's your mom? How are you guys so tall?
I don't know. My mom's 5'9", but she has some pretty decent tall people in her family.
Your parents are both 5'9", you're 6 foot, and your brother's 6'5"?
I know. And imagine my dad's side of the family, short, little Italian people. My aunt is like 5 foot, not even. And so when it comes to like pictures, everyone's here, and me and my brother just boop, right in the back.
Do you see yourself ever having like a family and doing that thing, or are you just like on a different trajectory?
No, I do. So I thought for a long time that I was going to be the fun aunt with like the private jet and the hot air balloons and stuff. And I was just going to take my brother's child because I know he wants children. I was going to take my brother's children and just spoil them. And it might happen, it might not, but I do think that I want to pass down the genes because super tall, I got the look, like I just love to spoil someone. And so even if it's not my kid, it's going to be my brother's kid.
Do you have time for relationships and stuff, or you're putting it off for now?
I do. I make time. It's just a matter of the right person. You know, they have to understand the industry that I'm in. They have to understand that I'm going to be on set for 12 plus hours or so and in monster fingers, and I can't call you. Sorry. But then I'm going to have my daily FaceTime calls with you at the end. And so I need someone who's secure and knows what they want to do, understands my industry, and is supporting 100%. But I can definitely make time for the right person.
What is your industry?
I feel like my industry is acting, modeling, and social media. So they kind of go together. And that's like when you think of, let's say, Sydney Sweeney, she became an actress in this big movie, Euphoria, a TV show, and then she became the model for Vogue and for this and for this. And so I feel like all the industries come to one. One is just entertainment. So I feel like I'm definitely in the entertainment industry, whether it's on social media or acting on the big screen or doing the modeling, because they all correspond to each other. You know, you're always going to be on that red carpet if you are the person. So yeah, that's entertainment.
What box do you want to check that you haven't?
that I haven't. Graduate.
True.
We'll graduate. But I think getting into the next level of modeling. If that's one of them, I think it would be modeling, because acting is taking off. It's slowly getting there. And if people follow my social media, they'll understand that it's there. Like all the auditions, they're paying off. It's happening. Whereas modeling, it's like a doorway that you have to pry your way in, In New York, you can't go into the Vogue. You can't go into these big modeling like runway shows because you don't have an agent. But I feel like I can make it without an agent. And even with the help of an agent, I want to pry my way in. I want to get those Gucci shows. I want to get Prada. I want to get, I want to make it to the next level on modeling. And so if I can check that box, we'll be in business.
Did you learn how to model? Did you learn how to act? Or is it just things you've developed yourself?
So acting, never had acting classes. Mythbusters, they got me from school, science, and I had 2 patent pending inventions. I went to Broadcom Masters 3 times in a row, ISIF 3 times in a row. That's really never happened before. I have a minor planet named after me, so big nerd, big geek. And I would post on YouTube. Again, social media is so relevant in everything. I post my skills on YouTube, like routing a deck or something, or building a chair or whatever, coding a Raspberry Pi. And then Mythbusters reached out to me and they're like, oh my God, we need a female in STEM and you look perfect. That same day, we were doing all types of casting, back to back to back to back to back. And then the next day we flew out to San Rafael, California and filmed. So I forgot the question, but yeah, so things happen very quickly and never had any acting classes. They kind of just happen from social media or prior experiences. And I've learned this from another person. If you are so good at your craft, they can't deny you. So, one of my good friends, Christian Kane, he's in Leverage. He's in all these really big shows, and he's never had acting classes. He basically did the fake it till you make it thing, and he got the role because he was just that good, So I feel like if I can do that and I can do my own stunts and I can show a producer that I can ace those lines and I can be natural and I can be this and I can be this, then you can practice all you want, but once you get in front of that camera and that producer showing up and showing out, that's what they want to see. And it's a weird thing that I say, but how can an acting teacher teach you more than just the basics without you putting in the work? Like an acting coach, they could teach you everything that you want to know, the stage direction of this, all the lingo. But if you know just that, you have to apply yourself in what you're doing, So acting classes can only get you so far. And if you're a good actor, you're going to know by the first casting call, audition, or TV show, movie that you're in. So that's my thing about it. And then again, with modeling, I don't know. I've been tall my whole life. I was like 5'9" at age of 12. I've been doing beauty pageants. I have over 300 beauty pageant titles. And that's mainly because I could talk. I got the brains. Like, people love the interview. I would do trampoline as my talent. I was just it, And so I just love the stage. And modeling is having the stage, having your floor and showing what you can do. And like, I would do Nike for Art Hearts for Miami Swim Week. And I would do a front walkover or back handspring. And that's me. That is me on the runway. Maybe not the no smile, like stick skinny, but I'm a really cool model who could do some really cool acrobatics, and I'm going to be the happiest person on that runway. So I feel like a lot of these brands, they fall in love with me just because of the personality that I can bring. And I don't know. I've always been that like mom backstage, like, oh, you need your makeup, your hair? I got you, girl. So I feel like if you get in lock with the brand, you can be a model for any reason.
I think it's great. I am going to love watching the journey. And I really believe that you're kind of a testament to what the positive potential of social media is. That it's really kind of bringing all these different avenues of opportunity together at the same time. And 100%. If you have the talents and the wherewithal to bring them together, and you seem to be doing that. So I'm very impressed by you. I'm happy for you and the family. I hope you guys stay in touch, and I hope you let me know as each big thing is coming so I can remind people that we knew.
And I met you on social media, and most of my friends are from social media, and the community is happening, man. I love it. Social media is great.
It really is its own thing. It's very interesting. And I'm usually bashing it because of what it means in our politics, but there is this entirely other dynamic on social media also that has nothing to do with what I'm used to covering. And thank you for introducing me to that part.
Of course. You're welcome.
All right, Pizzolato, good luck to you, and thank you very much. How come you don't have a podcast?
I don't know. I talk a lot. I don't know.
Maybe that's next. Maybe that's next. All right, kid, I'm here. If there's anything I can ever do to help as stuff is coming out that you want to promote, you want people to know, I'm happy to do it on the show, okay?
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you.
All right, you be well. Say the best to your family, okay?
Bye. Will do.
Care. So as you see, you could say a lot of things about why Rachel Pizzolato is going to be successful and is successful. But when you look at it through the lens of social media, she really is the quintessence. She is the highest form of what everybody wants out of social media, which is to have their everyday lives and what they like to do to become entertainment, to become content for other people's enjoyment and absorption. She's just able to check so many boxes that her audience just keeps growing and growing. Who knows where she'll go next? But we'll be watching it together. What an amazing kid. What an amazing story. I'm happy for her and her family. I'm Chris Cuomo. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, Pizzolato's got like 15 million. Me, only 1 in 5 of you are subscribing. If you want this ad-free, just go onto the Substack. You get this and you get my long COVID journey. I'm not going to give you a makeup tutorial. You're not going to see me in a bikini. Be thankful for it. But you can watch what I'm doing with my doctor and her expertise to deal with my symptoms of long COVID as we're learning about it affecting more and more all the time, millions of people across the country. You subscribe there, you'll get everything from my blood work to the scientific backstops and the protocols that I'm doing, as well as diet and movement to try to get myself through, thankfully, mild symptoms. A lot of people have a lot of worse, but a lot of the same principles apply. So I'll see you on Substack and, of course, News Nation, 8p and 11p every weekday night. I thought I was busy. That Pizzolato's got me beat by like 10 a.m. Let's get after it.